I've got 2 sockets to add to this existing installation, and let's see how it goes. So what we've got to do today, we've got 2 sockets to add, one in the kitchen just above me. This is the kitchen cupboard, and we've got a socket on the other side of the wall. Very small install, not as easy as you would think though. So we've got the 17th edition fuse board here with the old type RCDs. We need to add surge protection to this, and we also need to put, luckily enough I can move everything over, and I'm going to put a Wilex RCBO in there and stay away from these RCDs. The installation is quite old, so the less we fiddle with it and the less I add to it, the better. So I've decided to, because it's such a short route, just add a new circuit from this board to these sockets. I'm expecting to be done 3-4 hours, all done and dusted. This is going to be a little bit awkward just because I'm in a little cupboard. First of all, I'm going to turn power off. Now, I haven't got a mains isolator here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everything off, lock this switch off, and then we're going to put a bit of tape over those connections. You can't get into them, and just be careful. I've got a buzz bar to put in at the bottom, and then these buzz bars to cut down. Double check that we're dead. So we're nothing. And there we go. Okay, so that's that. Now I've got a little lock-off device. You can put a padlock on this, but I'm not going to bother because it's only me. What you do is you just put it on, slot it in as far as it'll go. There's a little dial. Give it a twist and just tighten that on my fingers. Make sure that I cannot be turned back on. That's it. When you're adding to these old 17th edition boards, sometimes you've got to be really careful and make sure they've got the additional neutral bar. So the cheaper ones, I say cheaper ones, but a great culprit for this to obviously do some cost saving exercises. Provide only 2 neutrals, so you can't do this, and you can't add the RCD, you can't add the surge protection, because I believe if this was a Wilex board, it does say in manufacturer's instructions you can't put that surge protection on an RCD, which is a good thing anyway. So we'd have to install the separate unit if we didn't have that extra neutral bar. Possibly source another neutral bar, don't know. Some boards you can, some boards you can't. So that is one thing you've got to look out for. And while I'm talking about the board, I always leave plenty of room when I'm doing a fuse board change. And I don't mean 3 circuits, I mean 7 or 8 circuits, because the cost of the fuse boards, you're looking £10-15 difference, a few more blanks, maybe it might push up to £20 extra materials. You're not really losing anything by having more in your board. And for this example, you have got 20, I'd say you've got 25% there, or nearly 33%, because there's 10 breakers and you had 3 spare. I've used 2 today, and this board's nearly full. So 2-3 spares, not ideal really, especially how things are going, everything's turning electric as well. Especially if you want to like use that board you've got and not be messing about with that extra cost of adding other boards and things like that. I think once it's done, once you've had that replacement, then it should be it really. It should do you for what you're going to need. So that's why I believe sort of 25% is not really enough anymore, and you're better looking at it than for it. So I've got the earth link and stuff to put in and neutral to mess about with, and then this board's done. I've now got 2 double sockets to fit. The fuse board is just under here. I've marked out my socket, I've just copied the existing. I'm going to use a 35mm deep back box. This is actually an external wall. I've marked it out, measured it, and I'm going to chop this out now. The other socket is on the other wall, so it'll be back to back up this. And the other wall behind. And I'm going to just put a bit of capping in there and run it to under as unit, and we're at the fuse board. One quick note before I do start chopping out is, when you've got a fuse board below or above, just check if you are going to do this yourself. Check there's no cables running walls. Easy way to do it is if you've got the fuse board covered off, you can see where all the cables go. If some disappearing up, then you might have a problem. But looking at this one, all the cables run down. But I'll still be careful just in case, because you just never know. Now I've got the box in, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill on an angle to get to our socket on the other side. Wish me luck. Well, definitely missed it, but in my defence, couldn't get the angle of the drill because of the units, so that's the best I could do there, which isn't too bad. We can drop it down and through now. Now that I'm ready to wire, my box is ready. Is what it is with that, but I wanted to keep the socket in the right spot and the right height for this unit. So I'm gonna now wire the circuit. It's going to take me 10 minutes this because it's so close, but I'm just going to use 2.5 twin and earth cable, standard. It's good enough for a 20 amp circuit breaker. Obviously we're going to put in an RCBO, which means it's got an RCD built into it. Got to have that for socket outlets, got to have it when it's in walls. I have put a bit of a plastic sleeve in there, you can't quite see it. You might see it when it comes to the other socket. Just to make it easier, there's a bit of a cavity there, so I just want to protect that cable, and that is it. I'll get this wired and we'll be nearly done. Chop it, slide it into my already prepared box. This isn't a standard from the wholesalers, by the way, unfortunately. I've had to make that myself. Job's a good one. That's a big circuit, isn't it? I'm going to cut a bit off under here. Leave plenty on. That is all the mess out of the way now. Have a sip of this. Get out as well, get in. So I've done all my checks again. I've got to be really careful. I have put tape on there now. Remember this time. With this having a bare earth, I've got to be really careful where that actually goes when I'm stripping it. And I've got a little bit of a grommet on top of here, and it's got a cable grip built into it. I'm just going to pull that through. Now in theory, when you pull that, it's tight, and I'll show you that very shortly. When I've done all this, I need to do it. I'm just going to do that. And do some dead testing first. I've done all my mains tests. I've checked all the bonding, so I've done a bit of work here yesterday. I'm now ready to go. There we have it. We're all done and dusted. We've got socket outlet there, and then we've got this one. Unfortunately, you know, can't always be super neat with it being absolutely solid brick. And chiseling it so much, it does just break away plaster sometimes. Once that's sanded, painted, good painter will sort that out. And we've got fuse board. Now we've got that grommet. I don't know if you can see that grommet there, but if I pull that, it holds tight. You can't pull it out. Really good. I just labelled it with standard Wilex. Stickers, and that is it. It's got all of the stickers on there. What it doesn't have, surge protection sticker. So I'll get one of them out of hand. There's always some in the end of these videos. And that is it for today. So let us know what you think in comments. And if I've missed out, by all means, ask away.